Hello, welcome to Dev Radio. You know, when I'm the only person broadcasting, I always forget my theme music. Um, it's new. I want to share it. So I'm going to go ahead and even though I'm coming in late, okay, welcome to the Hackathon orientation. Today is a live demo, and we will see how exciting things get. Feel free to put comments in chat. Again, I'm the only person here doing the broadcast, but let's see. I'm going to start by sharing my screen. And nope, they're also changing things on me here. So go ahead and maximize that for you. So this is my invitation to the hackathon. Now, I could just click this link and see if it works, but I'm actually going to go through the troubleshooting steps. So if you click this link and it doesn't work, do what I'm doing here. Copy the link, and it has to be the link from that mail. And then open an in-private browser session and paste the link in there. Then we're going to go through some authentication. Couldn't use my passkey because here I am with my camera. Okay, that didn't work. So I'm going to approve the sign in with my mobile app. Go into Authenticator here. Looking at my phone. Okay, give the app permissions. Looks like it is loading. Agree to the participation and confidentiality. Here I am. I'm at the website. Things are working. This is great. I wonder if I can. There. Okay. Welcome, Diego. So when you get to the site, first thing you want to do is register. It's going to ask some questions, specific skills. Oh, let's project management, demo delivery. So project management, demo delivery. There you go. You want to put that in there, and you'll see in a minute, because it'll help people find you based on what you're good at. And if team members are looking for another person with what you're good at, you'll want them to be able to find you. And it's just, you know, it's good for the entire community to get to know everyone. Areas of interest or passion. I am really passionate about responsible AI. And AI red teaming, which is closely related. Professional links. There I am. There I am. Put in your LinkedIn and GitHub identities. Again, helps people find you. Now we're going to go on to the second questions. Catching up on chat here. Welcome from Brazil, Diego. Great turnout from Brazil and for this hackathon, I think. Hello, Victor. So we'll register as hackers. I'll be open in receiving invitations. What do I want to learn? Oh, multi-agent solutions. Those are cool. What organization helped you prepare? Choose the one from this list that you're joining from. I'll click DIO because we've got some Brazilians here in the house. Provide a link to the credential you use to qualify for the hackathon. To find where this is, you can go to MS Learn, and I don't have autocomplete because I'm in private session. Here we go. So you go to MS Learn and sign in. Nope. Doing some more authentication over here. There I am. Switch my Edge profile. Okay. A little more authentication here. So let me go back to a regular browser session for this demo. Here we go. Authentication is hard. And don't know how I got signed out here. Again. Okay, that was easy this time in this browser. So I'm going to my profile in Microsoft Learn. And credentials. Now, this is where I would find any applied skills credentials or certifications that I have currently earned. Now, my certification's expired, so I don't have one to show you here, but this is where you would find the link to your certification or your applied skills credential that you could use to put in here. And for the purposes of this demo, this is not what you would want to put in, but it'll get us past the checkbox. So now I'm registered. Great. Once you're registered, this is when it gets interesting. So you scroll down here, I've got sort of the instructions, links to the rules, information, links to things like the orientation session, some guide, on how to get started too. And then if you keep scrolling down, you'll find the same information in Spanish and then again in Portuguese. I try to include all 3 languages everywhere that it's imported on the site. So the first thing I want to do, let's look at the challenges. What are the use cases you're going to be hacking on? This is where you find them. There's 3 of them. Civic chat. We're actually going to be having a session later on today with Ken Granderson from blackfacts.org, who proposed this idea. And this one is basically about, design an AI app that helps people get in touch with their local politicians and understand policy and how it affects them. And, with the goal of let's have better conversation about how we manage things, how we run our governments, and how we run our communities. Customer personalization orchestration. This is a very interesting use case, very common for Azure customers these days. Basically, the idea is create a team of agents that will do some marketing testing for you. And, the key thing is, as they generate messages and test messages based on different personas that you've got to also work with and create, be sure that you're using those responsible AI standards and tools so that you're getting good, good results, and you're not setting up bad, offensive marketing messages. For all of these, when you scroll down, and I need to keep putting information in, but I've got resources, and here there's kind of a bunch of things where you can get started. The Zava DIY data set might be really useful. So you've got a bunch of places where you don't have to write this whole thing yourself. We've got data for you. We've got solution accelerators. Be sure you check out the resources, and I'll be adding more. I'm a little behind on filling everything out, but and feel free to share. The final challenge, the help desk, automated help desk, um, basically improve customer experience and improve agent experience by uh, figuring out a run book that can be used. There's probably going to be a multi-agent solution here um, to address help desk tickets. Doesn't have to be IT focused. Could be any basic sort of HR. And again, I've got some links to sample run books, data sets, and things like that you can use there. So get a sense for what the challenges are. I will suggest, we've got the discussion forum here for you. If you want to, again, suggest more resources for people to share for any of the hackathons, you can post here. If you're looking for team members, this is a good place. It's a good place to connect with anyone in the hackathon. Also got a link to our Discord channel for AI Foundry, which again, if I wasn't in private mode, it'd open up to that, but you'll get a lot of support there. And then a link to where you can contact me and the other folks on the team. Okay, but then after it's like, okay, I see what the challenges are. That's interesting. I'm not sure which one I'll do yet. Let's see if other people have started projects. And here, wow, this is actually great. There's a bunch of folks that have started projects. Civic Companion, they've got their own image, which is pretty cool. They're already working on this stuff. Let's see what they got going on. Mingyu Lee has started this. Got a good description here, lots of information. But I could, if I oh wow, this is what I want to do. I could reach out to Mingyu to contact Mingyu for more information. I could just ask to join. I could click that one and ask to join. Let me keep looking. Or maybe I want to just create my own project. Let's go back to explore challenges. Create a project. That's test project. You need to give it a title. You can add media after you're saving it. When it comes time to submit your final entry for the judges, this is where you'll upload your video. Tagline, just playing around. Keywords, test, description, demo only. Which challenge is this for? Customer personalization orchestrator. I think that's kind of the hardest one I've got. Writing code, yes. Code repository link. That's where we'd put the link to the GitHub repo for this project. Open for others to join, yes. Provide any skills needed, for people that need. What skills am I looking for? Need a data scientist on this team. Anyways, I'll save the project. So I've created a project. It's going to show up just with the default image. Could invite hackers. I could find advisors. We'll cover those in a moment. But okay, so great. I've started a project. Well, now I've got to get a team together. I could email people I know who are already in the hackathon and send them a link to the project, and they could just join using the ask to join. Or I'm going to go to find hackers and find some other people. Selvy's a good hacker. She's got some skills. Could invite her. See a bunch of folks that names I recognize here. I'm looking for Matthew Calder, this guy. That's my other test account. Why can I not invite him to a project? Because, wait a minute. Okay. So when I set up that test account, I did not toggle that button to be open to join projects. So I could not ask myself to invite to project. I should have been able to do that. I should have been able to invite this user there. If I want to learn more about Matthew, well, here's his GitHub link. Weird looking guy, but probably pretty smart. So anyways, 2 ways to start pulling the team together. Find a project you're interested, ask to join, or start your own project and invite others. Also, the discussion forum is a good place to post if you're, looking for partners, looking for projects, looking for a team. Keep going here. Advisors. If this question is to me, Victor, I'm not actually in any project. I'm open to, here, I'll show you where you can invite me as an advisor. Because this is probably where you do want to interact with me. This is my real account on the Hackathon site. Most people who've been invited here are on the guests in the Microsoft tenant. This is an internal platform. We open it up to the Innovation Challenge community because it's great for what we do. Normally, this platform is used for the Microsoft internal global hackathon. Anyways, so you don't see most people's photos here because it's pulling from the Microsoft Active Directory. If you do see someone's photo, that's because they're a Microsoft employee. And so if you're looking specifically for Microsoft experience, Munya Swar is going to be with us on Monday for the kickoff. He actually was one of the winners of the recent Microsoft Global Hackathon. Naveen's a great guy. I'll go to Matthew. Invite to project. So I'm going to invite this advisor to my project. Need to be the owner of at least one project. So this is what I like about live demos. Go back to my projects. For my test project, it could just be that the backend database hasn't quite updated yet. We might be unusually slow today, and I apologize for that. So find advisors. Go invite. There we go. Okay, it's just going to team member, send a note, send invite. So then he'll get an invite in the system, and he can choose whether or not to help out. You can also, if you see that, send an email to me. There you go. Email addresses, you can reach out to them that way. Again, reach out to them at LinkedIn or GitHub. Hey, welcome from Ethiopia. Excited to have you here too. Can't wait to see what you build. So, question. Are me and Ken actually judges? All the judges will be Microsoft employees. So I am a judge. There's a community of about 50 or 60 people at Microsoft who volunteer as judges, and as advisors. If we're geeks at Microsoft, we love hackathons. If you say, hey, we're having a hackathon, then Microsoft people are going to show up. And so I've got a bunch of Microsoft people who will serve as the judges. Then the last tab to show you is the activities tab. And this is where you can find what's going on. This is the orientation. This is where we could say, okay, well, I want to hear from Ken because this civic chat sounds fun. So that'd be the office hours for that. That'll take me off to the YouTube broadcast. The old logo. Okay, so that is a pretty quick overview of how the site works, how you use it to find people, how you register. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. And I will say, if you run into problems, send mail to msdev@microsoft.com, putting it in the YouTube chat here. Or, of course, my address and my email address. You can find the Microsoft address on the site. Those other two I might not check because they're personal mail addresses, and I don't check them often enough. That's my other address. So put those in the video. msdev@microsoft.com. That's the default email alias for support for the hackathon. And if you just want to reach out to me, problems, complaints, great ideas, that's me. So that's all I've got for today. This was a pretty good demo, more or less. Only had a couple road bumps. Live demos are always the most fun. I'm going to hang out here for a few more minutes. If you've got questions in chat, feel free to put them in the chat. Or if not, I'll just say super excited that we're kicking off. This is our 6th hackathon for the Innovation Challenge. I think we've got some really interesting use cases. These are things that once you solve for these problems and you've got this in your portfolio, I think it will open up some doors for you. There are very real world scenarios. And once you've solved for these problems with a team of people, you'll have something on your resume that a lot of people don't have. You'll actually build, enterprise quality AI solutions on Azure. So. And with that, I'll go ahead and sign off. I'll see you on the site and see you on email, LinkedIn, all the other places you find me.